The time is 11 o'clock on this late Friday, May 12th, 2017. And it's time now for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news on this late Friday, May 12th, 2017. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins on this Friday, May 12th, 2017. Top story at the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news is Attleboro, where about 24,000 people in the Attleboro area lost power this afternoon. The outage was caused by a tree on the transmission line in Cumberland Brown at 4:15 p.m. Residents in Attleboro, Plainville, Rehoboth, and Seacock were in the dark for a few hours. And checking out, and we got fewer than 5 customers in the dark without any power, and we got 32 customers in the Seacock area and 15 customers also affected in the Seacock area. So 47 customers in the dark in the Seacock area and just one down in Attleboro. So a tip for those who are still in the dark: don't call the police department to report an outage. Call National Grid. Okay, in other news, Washington, President Donald Trump reemerged in the public for the first time in more than a week on Friday, offering a few signs of the malice that has gripped the administration since the hasty dismissal of FBI Director James Comey. It was first reported in England hackers gained access to the National Health Service computers, effectively shutting the entire system. An ethics watchdog group filed a complaint against Attorney General Jeff Sessions on Friday, alleged that his participation in firing up FBI Director James B. Comey violated Justice Department rules, and Sessions promised to recuse him. Former First Lady Michelle Obama on Friday took some veiled threats at President Trump's administration of rolling back some of the government rules on school lunches, not using a name, but warning against kids eating crap. Engineer and a truck crash is charged with involuntary manslaughter. A shooter opened fire inside a nursing home in Kirksville, Ohio, Friday, killing 2 employees in the town's brand new police chief, police said. Washington, a Russian military jet came within approximately 20 feet of a U.S. Navy P-88 Poseidon surveillance plane while it was flying in the international airspace over the Black Sea earlier this week. President Trump's tax law issued a statement on Friday that the White House wants you to take seriously. The president has not received income or taken any debt of equity from Russian sources in the past 10 years, with a few exceptions. Politicians and journalists and her own daughter have stepped forward in defense of Brigitte Tourneau, with a wife of French President-elect Emmanuel Macron, in a response to the series of sexist and misogynist slurs against her. Last month, oil started flowing in the pipeline and close to Myanmar to southern China by passing in the Strait of Malacca, choke point which mostly the larger nation crude imports pass by ship. Concerns about an ugly student confrontation part with Texas University cancels scheduled commencement address Saturday by the U.S. 8-year-old Ohio boy had killed himself, never said he was bullied. The FBI are on scene investigating Annapolis political fundraiser firms. As a reaction, the FBI raid in Annapolis reveals one rebel nation under Trump. In other local news from the Attleboro Sun, Boston women's plan to sneak narcotics into Attleboro court foiled. Norfolk police say alleged shoplifter caught after fleeing store on motorcycle. Verizon display in Wentham. North Attleboro YMCA pool set reopened, and Hernandez fiancé to speak on the Dr. Phil show. North Attleboro, a 4-year-old boy who was lucky he was not killed or seriously injured when he buck struck her and tanks about and outside a gas struck in the back of a car he was in. Bike fundraiser in Weston at Last Light Trying to Attleboro postponed. Traffic tie-up after tractor trailer overturns on Route 495 in Norton, and Renfrew's police seek public help in finding vehicle. Cooked chicken from Bird's Grill and raised in China soon will be headed in America in a trade deal that's really about beef. Wells Fargo bogus accounts ballooned to $3.5 million according to lawyers. The board machine segments have been loaded in the starter tunnel, including Elon Musk. Look at that, stocks now. Down 22.81 points at 2896.61. SP5 down 3.54 points at 2003.90.90. Nasdaq up 5.27 points at 6,121.23. The first flight of the NASA Next Generation Heavy Lift Rocket and Space Launch System is now scheduled for 2019 with not include a human crew, agency officials said today. The sea still holds a great mystery that mankind, a few examples of this are the particular disappearance of the Bermuda Triangle, the origins of the Baltic Sea anomaly, and whatever the heck just washed up on the shores of the Indonesian island Suriname. NASA's astronaut first time spacewalker Jack Fisher caught this view of the Earth, and NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson on an announced spacewalk during a mission inside the International Space Station May 12th. A storm has been detected in the water in the sky. The warm Neptune at beat 26 feet, included the larger mystery of how these planets form. A health authorities investigated 9 suspect in case Ebola in a remote corner of northern Congo, including 2 deaths of the country's health minister said on Friday. A 32-year-old man in Portugal went to hospital after eating and experiencing stomach pain, vomiting, and fever. The culprit, a parasite worm carton, and Saskatchewan in the sushi he had just eaten, reports on the new hepatitis C. Infections in the United States during 2.5 years reached a 15-year high. Federal government data show. Some avocado lovers are seen red instead of green and yellow when they slice the fruit, and a rising number of hand injuries that concerns the physicians. Peter Jones time is 11:05 on this late Friday night, and it's time now. New England Answer Report in Pine Street and Prospect Street in Manchester, New Hampshire, at engine 11 at ALS 1 and 4. Bob Hunt response to moving accident 3 patients. And now, look at traffic and transit report at 11:05 on this late Friday night. Baby! Let's start it off. Where subway system is looking good on the commuter rail. It's Newburyport train 179. It's alternate trains dispatched from North Station Road, but it's Disneyville train 179. And with the Newburyport ETA 20-30 minutes, and the ferries, they are all looking good. Okay, let's take a look at highways and byways. First of all, down in New York City, where 270 both ends back to the Mission section of Bushwick section of Brooklyn. Long Expressway, both ends is backed up. 670 on both ends backed up between Grandson Parkway and Belt Parkway eastbound side. Also after 670 down Valley Stream. 670 and both ends back to JFK Airport. Brooklyn Bridge is backed up both ends, and same goes for the Queensboro Bridge in the Midtown Tunnel. Lincoln Tunnel on the eastbound side and the Manhattan side, its logo. 270 on both ends is backed up. Fargate Bridge on both ends is backed up. 670 southbound side. It is backed up between Fargate Bridge and northbound 678 slope headed towards Whitestone Bridge. 95 and southbound side also between Interstate 8790 and Upper Manhattan. 95 on the northbound side also on Bronx stretch. 95 on the northbound side also New Rochelle. 84 westbound side back between the Waterbury stretch. 95 on the southbound side also the Old Saybrook. 95 on the southbound side also Connecticut Brown border headed towards Stonington. 84 westbound side also after Route 91 Hartford, Connecticut. Mass Panel westbound side also in Blandford. 84 eastbound side also headed towards Sturbridge after the Connecticut border. 128 southbound side also after Route 9 and Wellesley headed towards High Street and Needham. 128 at the northbound side also Route 93 up in Reading. 495 at the northbound side is also between Tewksbury and then up in the Lawrence. 495 at the southbound side is also Route 93 up in Andover. Route 2 westbound side is also Pittsburgh stretch. Everett Turnpike, it's looking good from Nashua up to Concord except for a little slow spot on the Everett Turnpike just around the Continental Boulevard around exit 11 in Merrimack, New Hampshire. And the main turnpike on the northbound side is also after Route 202 up in Gray, Maine. And Thomasburg main turnpike is also after the main turnpike up in Portland, Maine. And Interstate 8789 southbound side is also connected with upstate New York and Vermont and R50 and so on both ends in southern Quebec. Headed towards the U.S. border, around the U.S. border. New York State 3 eastbound side also after 890 inch Schenectady. 87 on the northbound side also before Route 29 Silver Springs. And New York State 3 southbound side also around Interstate 90 in Albany, New York. Peter Jones time is at 11:08 on this late Friday night, and it's time now for a weather report. And looking at radar, and it shows a line of rain showers and a line of rain showers stretching. Having a line from central New York stretching all the way down through eastern central Pennsylvania, down to western New Jersey, and coming much off Maryland and the D.C. and northern Virginia and all of Delaware and much of West Virginia and Western Virginia, and stretching on the western Carolinas, and another line of showers that swims off the Carolinas, and another line of rain showers in northern Georgia and Norfolk Atlanta, and stretching in the north central portions of Alabama and down to Mississippi. And time to see where this rain is going to be headed here. And the rain is going to make its way towards New Jersey by about overnight hours, and then New York City by about 6 a.m., and then southern New York and Connecticut by about 8 a.m., and then western Connecticut by about 10 a.m., and then up in Massachusetts, Vermont by about noontime, and then this is a heavy band of showers and storms by New York City and New Jersey by about 5 o'clock, and then it'll make its way down to western Connecticut and Massachusetts and southern Vermont and southwestern Hampshire by about 10 o'clock, and then expected the heavy rain. And here's the heaviest rain will be overnight on Saturday and in the early Sunday morning throughout the region. And we got, okay, 7-day forecast goes like this for tonight. Patchy fog after 2 a.m. Otherwise, most clouds got low about 42 degrees. Calm wind for Saturday. Just rain may after 1 p.m. Patchy fog before 7 a.m. Otherwise, clouds got about 37 degrees. And east wind about 3 to 8 miles an hour. Just patient 40%. New percent less than 10 inches possible for 7 rain may be every time. Patchy fog after midnight. Low 45 degrees. And east wind about 6 to 10 miles an hour. Just patient 1%. New percent less than 10 between 1 and 2 inches possible for Sunday. Rain may be every times. 152 degrees. Northwest about 9 miles an hour. Becoming a northwest in the afternoon. Just patient is 8% wind gust side, 23 miles an hour. No precipitation less than 1/2 to 3/4 inch possible for Sunday night. Showers likely mainly before 10 p.m. Mostly clouds below about 45 degrees and west about 8 miles an hour. Just patient 6%. Monday, slight chance of showers, mostly clouds about 60 degrees and just patient 20%. Monday night, podcast about 48 degrees for Tuesday. Sunday, podcast about 72, about 50 degrees for Wednesday. Patch before 7 west. Most Sunday podcast about 67, about 59 degrees. Patch back on Thursday, otherwise most sunny forecast going to be warmer, high about 82, about 59 degrees, and for Friday, most of that's about 74 degrees. And currently in Taunton, it's overcast and 41. And Naughton has overcast skies, and it's 43. And Mansfield has overcast skies, and it's 43. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel. 11 o'clock news on this late Friday, May 12th, 2017. We say will be a good night with a good pie agent, and I'll see you tomorrow morning in the report. I hope you all have a good night.